The newly released trailer for Heartland Season 19, Episode 3 has left every fan shocked and emotional. Because just when we thought Amy and Nathan were slowly finding peace, and the one caught in the middle of this storm is none other than little Lindy. And believe me, this time, Amy might make the biggest mistake of her life. The pain of losing Ty still lingers in Amy's heart, and no matter how much she tries to move on, the shadow of Ty's memory is still there. And that's exactly what makes Lindy's heartbreak so understandable. For her, Ty isn't just a memory. He's her father, her hero, and her safe place. Seeing her mother with someone else, no matter how kind Nathan is, feels like a betrayal she cannot process yet. The trailer captures this emotional chaos perfectly. You can almost feel the tension rising as Amy tries to balance between her love for Nathan and her guilt towards Ty's memory. It's as if every smile she gives Nathan is followed by a moment of hesitation, like her heart is still trapped between two worlds, one that ended in loss and another that's trying to start but doesn't feel right. Nathan, on the other hand, seems to be in the middle of his own battle. He's the kind of man who has always tried to do the right thing, but somehow, fate keeps throwing him into the fire. In the trailer, we see him trying to reach out to Amy, trying to reassure her that what they have is real, but Amy's silence says more than words ever could. And then there's Lindy. That little girl's face in the trailer, that's what broke me. There's a moment where she's looking at Amy and Nathan together, and it's not jealousy or anger that we see, it's pure heartbreak. The kind of heartbreak a child feels when they realize something important in their world is changing, and they have no control over it. It's the same look she had when she lost Ty, and seeing that expression return makes it clear. This isn't just a love story anymore. It's a story about healing, forgiveness, and the dangerous cost of moving on too fast. The trailer doesn't give away much, but what it does reveal is enough to keep every viewer on edge. There's a quick shot of Amy sitting on the porch at night, holding one of Ty's old jackets. That one frame says everything. It's not just nostalgia, it's guilt, it's longing. It's a quiet cry for clarity. Maybe Amy isn't ready to move on yet, or maybe she never truly will be. For Nathan, this might be the breaking point. You can see the exhaustion in his eyes, not just from his own struggles, but from feeling like he's constantly competing with a ghost. And honestly, that's what makes this storyline so painful yet so real. Because love after loss isn't easy. It's messy, it's confusing, and it's full of moments where you question if happiness even feels right anymore. But what shocked everyone the most in this trailer wasn't just Amy's inner conflict or Lindy's sadness, it was that one line Nathan says, "I don't think I belong here anymore." That sentence alone hit harder than any twist we've seen this season. Is Nathan walking away from Amy? Is he leaving Heartland for good? Or is he simply stepping back because he feels like he's hurting Lindy just by being around? There's a heavy pause after he says those words, and the look on Amy's face, that mixture of regret and panic, says she knows she's about to lose him. Again. And if that wasn't enough, the trailer drops another emotional bomb. A short, almost hidden shot of Amy talking to Jack, saying, "I thought I was ready, but maybe I'm not." Those words confirm what we've all been sensing since episode 1. Amy still hasn't fully healed from losing Ty. She's been trying to convince herself that moving on with Nathan would fill the void, but deep down, her heart still belongs to Ty's memory. And now, with Lindy struggling to accept Nathan, the emotional wall Amy built to protect herself is starting to collapse. What makes this situation even more heartbreaking is that Nathan isn't the bad guy here. He's just caught in the middle, loving a woman who's still tied to her past, and trying to win the heart of a child who misses her father. The trailer makes it painfully clear that Nathan is reaching his limit. There's a scene where he's walking away from the ranch, his eyes red, his hands shaking. You can tell this man is done pretending everything is fine. Maybe he finally realizes that no matter how much he tries, Amy's heart is still somewhere else. With Ty, with the memories, with the life she once had. But fans are divided. Some feel Amy deserves to move on and find happiness again, while others believe she's moving too quickly and ignoring Lindy's emotional needs. And honestly, both sides have a point. Amy has lost so much. She deserves to feel loved again. But at the same time, Lindy is still too young to understand what love after loss really means. To her, Nathan's presence might feel like a replacement for her father, and that's something no child can accept easily. The trailer closes with a haunting line from Lindy, one that none of us expected to hear. She says, "I miss Ty." Just 3 simple words, but they hit harder than anything else. It's not a tantrum. It's not rebellion. It's the truth of a child who's still grieving while watching her mother move on. That single line might become the emotional anchor of the entire episode. Because no matter how strong Amy tries to be, hearing those words will break her completely. After watching that trailer, it feels like the storm brewing in Heartland isn't just about love. It's about truth finally catching up. Because for the longest time, Amy has been trying to convince everyone, maybe even herself, that she's fine, that she's moved on, that the pain of losing Ty has finally healed. But deep down, you can see it. In her eyes, in her hesitation, in the way she still looks at his photo when no one's watching. The truth is, she hasn't healed. She's only learned how to hide the cracks. And now, those cracks are breaking open again. The trailer for episode 3 doesn't just show heartbreak, it shows reality. The raw, unfiltered pain that comes when you try to move forward without truly letting go. In one sequence, we see Amy sitting quietly in the barn brushing Spartan. It's such a simple moment, but it feels heavy. You can almost feel Ty's presence there. The memories of the times they worked side by side, fixing horses and fixing each other. The trailer doesn't need words to tell you that Amy's mind is somewhere else, because sometimes silence says more than anything. The air around her feels cold, like the past is whispering back to her, and the question she's silently asking herself is clear. What if I'm not ready? That doubt is eating her alive, and no matter how much she tries to ignore it, it's there, growing stronger with every passing day. Then comes Nathan. Poor Nathan, who's trying so hard to be the calm in Amy's storm. The trailer shows him arriving at the ranch, holding a small gift, something for Lindy. But instead of excitement, what he walks into is tension. Amy looks distant, almost cold. Lindy won't even look at him. That's when you realize Nathan is not just an outsider. He's walking into a family haunted by ghosts. Every smile from Amy feels forced. Every word from Lindy feels defensive. And Nathan, with all his good intentions, can feel that he doesn't belong. Not because he isn't good enough, but because there's no room left for him. That realization hits him harder than anything else. There's a heartbreaking shot in the trailer where Nathan tries to talk to Lindy. Just a gentle attempt to make her laugh. He kneels down, shows her a small wooden horse he carved himself, and says softly, "Your mom told me you love horses." But Lindy just stares at him. That look on her face, it's confusion mixed with sadness. It's as if the trailer makes it painfully clear that Lindy's emotions will take center stage in this episode. And this is what makes it so powerful, because Lindy isn't just another child character. She's the emotional mirror of Amy's heart. The way Lindy reacts reflects everything Amy feels but refuses to admit. When Lindy cries, it's because Amy's inner child is crying too. When Lindy pulls away, it's because Amy hasn't fully opened her heart. And when Lindy misses Ty, it's because Amy still does too. This connection between them is beautiful but heartbreaking. Because while Amy is trying to protect her daughter from pain, she's also unknowingly making it worse. Then there's the tension between Amy and Nathan, which is now reaching its breaking point. The trailer shows them arguing, not with raised voices, but with quiet pain, the kind that hurts even more. Nathan says, "You keep looking at me like I'm the problem." Amy replies, "You're not the problem, Nathan. I am." That one line changes everything. It's the first time Amy admits what we've all known, that the real fight is inside her. It's not about Nathan, not about Lindy, not even about Ty. It's about her guilt, the guilt of moving on, of smiling again, of falling in love after loss. It's that guilt that's been poisoning everything. And you can see Nathan's heart breaking right there. Because what can he do? He can't compete with memories. He can't fight a ghost. He can only stand there, loving a woman who's too scared to love him back. That's the tragedy of Nathan's story. He's doing everything right, but somehow, it's still wrong. The trailer's lighting, the music, the silence, everything about that moment screams that something inside Amy is collapsing. She wants to be with Nathan, but her past won't let her. And Lindy's sadness is only making it harder. Then there's a scene that fans can't stop talking about. Amy sitting with Jack, tears in her eyes, whispering, "I thought I could make it work, but maybe I'm forcing something that isn't meant to be." That line might be the emotional center of episode 3, because it shows Amy finally confronting her truth. She's realizing that maybe her love for Nathan isn't wrong, but maybe the timing is. maybe she's been rushing to fill a space that can't be filled. And that realization is both freeing and devastating. Meanwhile, Nathan is seen walking away from the barn, his face covered in disappointment. The look he gives before he turns away, it's not anger, it's sadness. It's the face of a man who loves deeply but knows love alone isn't enough. And that's what makes Nathan such a tragic yet noble figure in this story. He's not giving up because he doesn't care. He's stepping back because he does. Sometimes walking away is the only way to protect what's left of your heart, but the trailer doesn't let us breathe for long. Because right after that emotional moment, we hear Lindy's voice say, "Mom, why did you let him go?" That single question hits like lightning. Because even though Lindy is hurting, she's also beginning to understand that love is complicated. That people leave not because they don't love you, but because sometimes love hurts too much to stay. It's a mature realization for a child, but it shows how much Lindy has grown, shaped by the pain, but still full of love. The final seconds of the trailer show Amy standing alone by the ranch gate, looking at the horizon. There's no music, just wind. She whispers softly, "Ty, what should I do?" And in that one whisper, you realize the entire theme of episode 3. It's about choices. The choice to move on or to hold on. The choice to protect someone you love or to let them go. The choice to heal or to hide. This is what makes Heartland Season 19. Episode 3 feels so real, so raw, and so unforgettable. Because it's not about perfect endings. It's about imperfect hearts trying to find peace in a world that keeps testing them. And as Amy stands there, torn between the man she lost and the man she's about to lose, one thing becomes clear. No matter what happens next, nothing in Heartland will ever be the same again. As the trailer fades out and the music disappears into silence, what remains is the feeling of something unfinished, a wound reopened, a truth half-spoken. Episode 3 of Heartland Season 19 seems to be setting up not just a confrontation between Amy and Nathan, but an emotional reckoning that the entire Heartland family will feel. The ranch has always been a place of healing, but this time, it feels like the pain runs too deep. The ghosts of the past are no longer staying quiet, and Ty's memory, instead of fading, feels stronger than ever. And in that heavy silence, one thing is clear. Amy can't outrun her heart anymore. The trailer hints that the episode will open with a painful but necessary conversation between Amy and Lindy. And honestly, this is the one every fan has been waiting for. And dreading at the same time. Because how do you explain love, loss, and grief to a child? How do you tell your daughter that it's okay to move on, even when your own heart isn't sure it is? In one heartbreaking moment, Lindy asks, "Do you still love Daddy?" And Amy just freezes. That pause, that long, suffocating pause, says everything. It's not that she doesn't love Ty anymore. She does. She always will. But she's also learning that love doesn't end with loss. It changes shape. The problem is, Lindy isn't ready to hear that yet. To her, loving Nathan feels like forgetting Ty. And that's something her little heart refuses to do. The trailer shows Amy kneeling down to Lindy's level, tears in her eyes, whispering, "No one will ever replace your dad." You can feel the pain in her voice. It's raw, trembling, full of guilt. Because Amy isn't just trying to comfort Lindy, she's trying to convince herself of that truth too. But the damage is already done. Lindy turns away, her small shoulders shaking, and runs off, leaving Amy standing there in silence, broken all over again. That single moment might become one of the most powerful scenes in the entire season because it captures what Heartland has always been about: love, family, and the struggle of holding on to both when life keeps pulling you apart. Meanwhile, Nathan is fighting his own battle, one that feels just as painful, though quieter. After his emotional departure in the trailer, there's a glimpse of him sitting alone in his truck, hands gripping the steering wheel, trying to hold himself together. You can see it in his face. The man is exhausted. Not physically, but emotionally. He's tired of being the one who tries, the one who waits, the one who gives everything only to end up empty-handed. There's a moment where he closes his eyes and takes a deep breath as if he's trying to let Amy go. But it's clear he can't. Because once you've loved someone like Amy, You can't just walk away without leaving a part of yourself behind. And that's where the trailer plays its most subtle, yet shocking twist. Nathan's sister returns. Remember her from the previous episode, the one who was caught scamming clients? Well, she's back, and she's not just bringing trouble for the business. She's about to bring emotional chaos, too. There's a short clip where Nathan confronts her again, but this time, he looks different. He's harder, colder. Maybe it's heartbreak, or maybe he's finally realizing that being the good guy has cost him too much. His sister smirks and says, "You keep fixing everyone else's messes, but who's fixing yours?" And honestly, that line feels like a punch to the gut. Because it's true. Nathan has been carrying everyone's pain, including Amy's, but no one's been carrying his. While Nathan is wrestling with his heartbreak, Amy finds herself at the barn again, this time alone, under a stormy sky. The scene is quiet, but you can sense the weight in the air. She's brushing Spartan, but her movements are slow, distracted. And then she stops. Her hand rests on the horse's mane as she whispers softly, "Ty would have known what to do." That's when it hits you. Amy isn't just missing Ty as her husband. She misses him as her guide, her partner, her voice of reason. In trying to find love again, she's been searching for that sense of safety she once had with him. But maybe what she needs isn't another person to save her. Maybe she needs to save herself. That realization seems to dawn on her as the trailer progresses. There's a short flash of Amy standing in front of the mirror, staring at her reflection. It's one of those quiet moments that Heartland does so well. No dialogue, just emotion. You can see her wrestling with her thoughts. Is she betraying Ty by falling for Nathan? Is she betraying Nathan by still holding on to Ty? The guilt is tearing her apart from the inside, and she knows she can't go on like this. The trailer doesn't reveal what she decides, but you can tell. A choice is coming, and it will change everything. Then there's Jack, always the wise soul of Heartland. He doesn't say much in the trailer, but the little he does say carries the weight of a lifetime. He tells Amy, "You can't heal by pretending you're not hurt." Simple words, but powerful. Because that's exactly what Amy's been doing. Pretending she's fine, pretending she's ready, pretending she can love again without feeling guilty. But Jack sees right through her. He always has. And in that moment, you can tell. His words might be what finally pushes Amy to face her pain instead of running from it. But what fans can't stop talking about is a mysterious scene at the very end of the trailer. One that comes and goes so quickly that you might miss it if you blink. It's Lindy, sitting by the window holding a photo of Ty. Her eyes are wet, but she's smiling. A soft, sad smile that feels older than her years. Then she whispers something we can barely hear, but subtitles reveal it. "I wish you could see us now." That line, it's small, but it's everything. It's the bridge between the past and the present, between loss and love, between what's gone and what still remains. It's almost as if the episode is setting up a turning point. Not just for Amy, but for Lindy, too. Maybe Lindy's way of healing will be different from Amy's. Maybe she'll find her peace before her mother does. Or maybe her words will be the reminder Amy needs. That moving forward doesn't mean forgetting. It means carrying the love with you in a different way. And that, right there, is the heart of Heartland. By the end of the trailer, you're left with more questions than answers. Will Amy confess her doubts to Nathan? Will Nathan give her the space she needs? Or will he finally walk away for good? Will Lindy forgive her mother for trying to move on? And most importantly, will Amy ever forgive herself for wanting to love again? Every frame of this trailer promises that the answers won't come easy. They'll come with tears, realizations, and moments that will stay with us long after the episode ends.